Hey everyone, welcome back. We all want to get smarter faster, right? I mean, who has time to wade through tons of information these days?
No one, really. That's where this deep dive comes in. It's all about getting to the core, those key insights, without all the extra stuff.
Right to the good stuff. Today we're zeroing in on this daily devotion. It's called Victory Comes from God.
And we're going to be looking specifically at this one powerful line. It comes from 2 Kings chapter 14.
All right, so it says, "You have indeed defeated Edom, and now you are arrogant. Glory in your victory, but stay at home. Why ask for trouble and cause your own downfall and that of Judah also?"
Heavy stuff, right? So this is like your cheat sheet to understanding this timeless problem.
And that is.
What happens after you win? We all love winning, but what comes next?
Yeah, that's the real test.
So our mission here is to really break down the story of King Amaziah. We want to pull out these super important lessons
Lessons about what?
about handling success. How do you deal with it? And how do you avoid, those pitfalls of pride?
And not listening to good advice. Exactly. Think about it. For you listening, this is about gaining practical wisdom in your life.
Without having to read a whole bunch of dense text. So, okay, story time.
Hit me with it.
All right, so King Amaziah, he wins this huge victory against Edom.
Sounds pretty good so far.
Yeah, you'd think, right? But instead of, building on this win, he lets it go to his head.
The classic ego trap.
Big time. He decides, you know what, I'm going to pick a fight with Israel, even though, and this is key, he gets a very clear warning.
Oh, this isn't going to end well.
Not at all. And the devotion really drives home this point. How you react to victory, it's so important.
Maybe even more important than the victory itself. It can really make or break you.
Totally. So let's get into that first danger zone the devotion talks about, pride.
It's sneaky, but man, it's powerful. The devotion points out that Amaziah, he should have responded with thankfulness.
Yeah, like a sense of, wow, I'm really fortunate this happened.
Right. Maybe even a bit of awe. But the text paints a different picture.
Not so humble, huh?
Not at all. Instead of this, worshipful attitude, we see arrogance creeping in.
It's that classic shift from we did this to I did this, isn't it?
Totally. And the devotion doesn't hold back. It straight up says he lets the victory go to his head.
It's such an easy trap to fall into, though.
Yeah, anyone can get caught up in that. You feel invincible after a big win. It can be intoxicating.
Absolutely.
But that feeling can lead us to overestimate our abilities and, underestimate the risks involved.
Which is exactly what happened to Amaziah. He beats Edom, feels amazing, and then
he thinks, okay, I'm ready for round 2. Bring on Israel. He totally ignored King Jehoash's warning.
And this wasn't just some, abstract mistake. It had real consequences.
Real-world, tangible consequences. The devotion spells them out. Defeat, humiliation, and even damage to his whole kingdom.
It wasn't just about him. It impacted everyone.
Exactly. It's a ripple effect, which is why, this story hits home for so many of us.
Yeah, the devotion even says it. None of us are immune to pride.
It's a universal struggle. Success is great, but it can whisper some dangerous things in our ear. Like what? What are some of those whispers the text mentions?
Oh, the devotion calls them out. It's like pride tells you, you did this by yourself, you didn't need any help, and you know what? You deserve even more.
Oh, I know that voice. It's that self-made success story. But it forgets all the people who helped along the way.
All the luck, the timing, even grace. It makes you forget those things, and it isolates you.
And that's scary. What's fascinating to me is how quickly deserving more becomes a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, even aggression. You start demanding more.
Right. Look at Amaziah. He goes from winning to provoking another war. The devotion warns about this, saying that pride clouds judgment and invites disaster.
His story is a perfect example of that. It makes you wonder, how often do we see people, even companies, make these reckless decisions?
All because of past successes. They get blinded by their wins.
Okay, so how do we avoid this? The devotion actually gives us some really solid advice, some steps we can take.
Practical steps. What's the first one?
The first thing is to redirect the focus. It says, celebrate wins with humility. Thank God and acknowledge the people who supported you.
I love that. It's recognizing that our achievements, they're rarely solo efforts. There are always others involved.
It's about gratitude, isn't it? Looking outward as much as inward.
Definitely. So what's next? How else can we stay humble when we win?
Well, the devotion talks about the importance of always learning. It says, don't let success isolate you. Keep listening, learning, and growing.
I think pride can trick you into thinking you've arrived, like I've made it, I know everything.
But there's always something new to learn, always a new perspective.
Right, if you think you have all the answers, you close yourself off. You stop taking in new information, new feedback.
It's like putting a limit on your own growth.
That's a great way to put it.
So what's the final piece of advice for dealing with pride?
The devotion says to think before you act. It says, pause before making bold moves. Pride pushes, but wisdom waits. Seek God and wise voices before stepping out.
It reminds me of Amaziah charging into that war.
Totally impulsive. The devotion is urging us to resist that urge to jump into something without thinking it through.
So the main message here is to stay grounded no matter how big the win.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Exactly. And the devotion sums it up perfectly. Let your victories be platforms for praise, not pride. Stay grounded in grace. It's a reminder to use those wins as fuel for growth and humility.
Not for arrogance. And you know what? That leads us right into the second big lesson from Amaziah's story, the need for wise counsel. The text is crystal clear. Amaziah didn't ask anyone for advice before picking that fight with Israel.
He didn't consult anyone. In fact, he flat out ignored a very clear warning.
A super blunt warning from King Jehoash. Remember what he said?
Yeah, stay home. Don't bring disaster on yourself and your people.
Hard to miss that message. But Amaziah, he just brushed it aside.
And look where it got him.
It was a disaster. And this is exactly why the devotion calls wise counsel a gift from God.
It's a gift. Why does it use that word, you think?
I think it's because it's not just about getting another opinion. It's about tapping into a deeper well of wisdom.
Wisdom that can actually protect us from our own, mess-ups.
Our blind spots. We all have them. It's like having someone watching out for us.
So the devotion is saying it's essential to seek advice. But is it from anyone? Or does it matter who we ask?
There's a specific type of person the devotion highlights. It says to seek advice, especially from people who walk with God.
People who are grounded in their faith.
Right. It's like their advice comes from a place of strong morals and spiritual foundation.
And Amaziah's failure, as the devotion puts it, proves that courage without wisdom is risky.
So true. He had the guts to fight, but he lacked the wisdom to listen. And that was his downfall.
All right, so just like with the pride issue, the devotion gives us actionable steps for getting better at this whole wise counsel thing.
It lays out a roadmap. So step 1.
It says to be proactive. Before making big decisions, slow down and ask for input. Talk to trusted friends, mentors, or leaders.
Make it a habit. Don't wait until it's too late. Build that network of people you trust.
Your board of advisors.
Exactly. So what's next? How do we handle the advice once we get it?
This one's tough. The devotion says to welcome feedback, even if it's hard to hear. God often speaks through others to guide and protect us.
That's humility right there, being open to hearing things you might not want to hear.
Because sometimes the most valuable insights are the ones that challenge us, the ones that make us uncomfortable.
And that takes a lot of maturity, setting aside your ego and admitting you might not have all the answers.
It's a process. Okay, last tip for seeking wise counsel.
The devotion says, seek God first. Let prayer and scripture shape your plans more than impulse or emotion.
It's about prioritizing your faith, letting your core beliefs guide your decisions.
Right. Human advice is great, but ultimately we should be aligning our choices with our deepest principles.
And the devotion uses this really cool image to describe wise counsel.
I like analogies. What is it?
It compares wise counsel to guardrails. It doesn't restrict you. It keeps you on the road to God's best.
Oh, that's good. It reframes how we think about advice. It's not about limiting you. It's about helping you navigate.
Keeping you safe on the journey.
Exactly.
So let's bring it all together. The story of King Amaziah, what's it teaching us?
2 big things. First, pride after a win is dangerous. Be careful.
And second, seeking wise counsel, it's not optional.
Especially before you make any big moves.
And these aren't just ancient history lessons. They apply to us today.
In our careers, our relationships, our personal lives.
So, as you go about your day, I want you to think about a recent win you've had. Did you celebrate with humility? Did you thank the people who helped you?
And before jumping into the next big thing, did you ask for advice? Did you consider different perspectives?
Think about Amaziah. What would you do differently now?
It's a good opportunity for some self-reflection.
Totally. And it all comes back to the one word the devotion leaves us with.
What's that?
Embrace humility in the victories God gives me. It reminds us that our successes often involve more than just us.
And staying humble, it's the key to growth. is how we avoid those unnecessary setbacks.
Well, this has been a really thought-provoking deep dive into the story of King Amaziah.
I think we uncovered some great insights.
I hope you're walking away with a better understanding of, staying humble and seeking wisdom.
It's a powerful combination.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
Until next time.